overview. And then once again, there will be a whole lecture later on brand deals and sponsorship. But just to give you a quick idea of what is actually happening. So the payment that you can receive as a content creator for brand deals depends, of course, on the size of your audience. If you have 1 million followers, you're going to get paid, of course, way more compared to when you have 1,000 followers. So the amount of people that you can reach with your content also, of course, dictates the rates that you are getting paid for a sponsorship for a brand deal. Then, same as with the RPM on YouTube, for example, the location of your audience also matters a lot. Brands that want to reach an American audience are going to pay more than brands that want to reach an Asian audience, for example, because the people in the US generally have more income to spend, so they are more valuable for the advertisers. And also the cost of the product you are actually promoting plays a role. If the company is making a huge profit from whatever you are trying to promote, then of course you can also charge more money compared to, let's say, you're advertising $10 sunglasses. Of course, the profit margin for the advertiser isn't that high on this product, so they are not willing to pay a huge amount of money compared to, let's say, you're selling a digital product that people have to pay $500 for. Then, of course, the margin for the advertiser is higher, so he is more likely to pay you more money to advertise it. And then, of course, also the niche plays a role. Once again, the niche of the company, the niche of your audience, the niche of you as a content creator. As we talked about before, the niche always plays a role when it comes to money. And yeah, there are some pros and cons of brand deals, definitely. The biggest pro is it's probably the easiest way to earn money. Once you have built a following, then you can get paid for basically just talking about a product for a minute and a half. So it's relatively easy to earn money from sponsorship deals once you have built an audience. The con on the other side is it needs some time to get to a level where you can charge a good amount of money for just 60 seconds of your time in a video. So it takes time to build all your platforms, all your accounts to a size where you become valuable for certain companies. But yeah, the biggest pro is it's probably the easiest way to earn money. And it is also a way to earn really good money. Some companies are paying a lot of money to get in front of your audience. And yeah, I will show you an example of a brand deal that I did on YouTube. First of all, we have an example email here to show you a little bit like how an email could look like and what is the potential earning for you. So this is an email that I got from a sponsor. I was negotiating with them forth and back for a while. And then, hello Ken, thanks for providing me information. Sorry for the late reply. I had to discuss it with our product and finance teams. Based on your first video performance, so I worked with this sponsor before, we could offer you $2,000 per video. And per video means one integration in one of my videos for 60 to 90 seconds. That's the usual length of an integration with a YouTube sponsorship. It's usually 60 to 90 seconds. Once again, more details about the whole topic in another lecture later on. But here, for example, I was paid $2,000 for a 60-second integration in a YouTube vlog. And yeah, that is, of course, really good money for just 60 seconds work, basically. But yeah, as I explained earlier, it takes time to get to a level where brands are willing to pay you amounts of money like this. And I will also show you an example integration that I did in a video in India. So this is just a random example. I'm working with different brands. I have different sponsorship partners throughout the years, throughout the time. And this is just one example of one sponsorship integration that I had. I am at the airport in Bangkok. So in this video, I'm flying from Thailand to India. It's my arrival in India, arriving there for the first time. And the sponsor of this video was an eSIM company. So an eSIM is basically a digital SIM card that you can install to your phone before you start the journey. So it saves you time after arrival in a new country to try to find a SIM card. It's actually quite helpful as a traveler. And yeah, the integration starts here, so about 8 minutes into the video. And then I'm just talking about this SIM card company and how I'm using them and why I think it's helpful to use an eSIM for about 60 to 90 seconds. And I can show you a a few seconds of this integration. Yeah, usually the next step is to get a SIM card and check it out how busy this SIM card shop is here. And this is the only SIM card shop I see around here. And also I heard that it can be quite difficult as a foreigner to get a SIM card in India. Usually you arrive after a long flight and you're tired. So what I'm doing here now is like explaining the problem of how difficult it can be to find a SIM card. And maybe after a long flight, you're arriving, you're tired, and then you have to find a SIM card. And then the solution to this problem is just get an eSIM. You can get it before you start the journey. And that is a very typical example of a sponsorship on YouTube. It's usually like this. You are like a few minutes into the video and then you talk about the product or the service you are promoting for like a minute to a minute and a half. And then in the end of the sponsorship segment, I can show you that as well. There's usually a call to action. OMAD, the app that I am using as well. There's a link in the description. And if you enter the promo code that you can see on the screen right now, you can save $3 off your first purchase. So feel free to check it out, save some time and use the promo code to get $3 off. So there's a promo code that people can use to get $3 off. And that is usually how you do a sponsorship integration in a YouTube video. Of course, you can also do them on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. And then you have to work out how to do it there. And usually the companies will ask for different things in the integration. For Instagram or for TikTok is usually way shorter than on YouTube. But in general, the integration can look similar to the one that you just saw. And now let's have a look at where to start and how to start. See you in the next lecture. Okay, welcome to the next lecture, which is how and where to start. And first we are going to talk about how you can choose your niche or your focus, your main topic of your social media accounts, of your platforms, because that is actually a really, really important topic, something that you should not choose in just 5 minutes or so. So select your niche carefully. So first of all, how did I choose my niche? So my overall niche is traveling, but just traveling is not a good niche because it's such a broad topic, but that is like the main all over topic, travel. Why did I choose traveling as a niche? Because that is something that I'm very passionate about. I always loved to travel. I always traveled even long before I started to document my travels. So traveling was always something I was really passionate about. So that was my main niche. But let's say travel is not your biggest passion. It can be anything else. Nowadays, there is a niche for almost everything on YouTube or on TikTok, on Facebook, on social media in general. So your niche can also be food. Your niche can be finance-related topics, dogs, pets, animals, anything basically. It is really important to choose a niche that is about something that you're passionate about. So I would recommend to use a method to actually choose your niche. First of all, you need to find something that you are passionate about, passion on a topic. So you need to be passionate about whatever you want to create content about. You're going to spend a lot of time creating content about this, so it's better be something that you are actually passionate about. So put passion as your number one priority when you are choosing your niche. Then the next step is access and ability. So it doesn't make sense for you to choose a niche when you have no access to actually filming content for this niche. Let's say you want to start a traveling channel, but you don't have any financial resources or abilities to travel around to make travel content. Then of course that is maybe not the best niche to choose for you. Of course there are ways how you can work around. You can make a travel channel about traveling in your hometown, visiting the top 10 famous places in your hometown. So you don't need to travel far in order to make travel content, or then spread out to your state, spread out to the area that is around your hometown. So you can also make travel content without traveling abroad. Travel content doesn't have to be abroad in an exotic country. It can be literally in your hometown. There are definitely things to do as a tourist in your hometown, top 10 things to do. They may not be interesting for you because you're living there all your life. But if you're thinking from someone who has never been to your hometown before, there might be some places that are interesting. But overall, you should have access to the niche that you're choosing, or you should be able to make content in the niche that you want to choose. The next step then would be earnings and growth potential. It's probably not the best idea to choose a niche when there's absolutely no growth potential. If there are no people that are interested in this niche, then why making videos about it? I mean, of course, if you're really passionate about it and you put your passion in it, but it can be frustrating if you're filming about something and there's absolutely nobody interested in what you're talking about. So of course there needs to be a potential. Let's relate it again to traveling niche. There's always going to be people interested in traveling. If you're traveling to certain countries, there are always people interested in seeing this country. Of course, some countries are more interesting than other countries. Like some countries are just a very popular tourist destination, and some countries are hardly visited at all by tourists. So that is also like something that you should keep in mind when you're choosing which country to visit, because it is probably easier to get views in countries that are highly visited by tourists. But the downside to this is, of course, the competition will be higher. Let's say you're going to Thailand, which is one of the most visited countries in Asia. Then, of course, many people will be interested to see videos from Thailand, but also many other creators will go to Thailand to film there. So that is something that you have to keep in mind. And if there's a market for your niche or your topic, then of course you also have potential earnings there. If there's a market for something, that means you can also earn money there. If there's no market for something, then the earning potentials are probably way lower. And yeah, next I actually have a task for you. So you can find the task if you click on the resources down below. And here the task is basically about what I just explained. It is about finding your niches. It systematically goes through the whole process step by step so that you can define your passion and find your niche. And then see you in the next lecture. So you can find the task if you click on the resources down below, and here the task is basically about what I just explained. You can define your passion and find your niche. And then see you in the next lecture. Which platform to choose can be a tough decision as well. So let me walk you through the process of how I decided my platform. So you will have a primary platform, which in my case is YouTube. In my opinion, YouTube is still the king of the platforms, the platform where you can post long videos, where people watch long videos, where it's easier to build a loyal audience because people spend a lot of time watching your content. Whereas on like Facebook or TikTok, it's more like scrolling through, so it's very difficult to build a loyal audience. So personally for me, the king of the platforms is YouTube. It's also the platform where you get the highest RPM, so the earning potentials are probably the highest, but it's not the easiest platform to grow on. TikTok, for example, is way easier to grow, but for me, my primary platform is YouTube. And then personally, I film a YouTube video and then I spread the YouTube content to the different platforms, which I will show you later the whole process. But it would be difficult to do it the other way around, to film TikTok videos and then spread them and then turn them into long form YouTube content. It's easier if you have a long YouTube video and then break it down into smaller bites for Facebook and TikTok. Pros and cons of YouTube. Yeah, I basically said it already. The biggest pro is it's the best platform to build a loyal audience. It's also the best platform to get a global audience. YouTube is literally watched in every single country. TikTok, for example, is banned already in a few countries. By the time I'm recording this, it's about to get banned in the USA as well. And then, of course, if you're a content creator in the USA and you want to focus on TikTok and then suddenly it gets banned in your country, then you're going to lose all your followers. You're going to lose your platform. So YouTube is the platform. I don't think that YouTube will get banned in the majority of the countries in the next years. It is the king of the platform. There's usually no big controversies going on about YouTube. So that's the best platform at the moment for content creators, in my opinion. The con is it's not the easiest platform to grow on. It may take a while to get to a point where you can even start earning money. But in my opinion, the pros for YouTube outweigh the cons definitely. So I would recommend to choose YouTube as your primary platform, but there can also be situations where maybe TikTok is the better option for you, especially if you don't really plan to film full-length YouTube videos. Maybe you want to focus on shorter type of content, then TikTok can be a good option too. But then you can also distribute the content you're posting to TikTok to YouTube Shorts, for example. That would be an option as well. And yeah, which platform you might choose, depends on your long-time goal. Always have a long-time vision in your head. Where do you see yourself as a content creator in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years? Do you see yourself as a content creator on YouTube? Do you see yourself as someone posting full-length YouTube blogs? Or do you see yourself as someone who's just doing short-form content? Do you just want to create short-form content? Then I would choose TikTok as my primary platform and then start distributing the content from there to YouTube Shorts, to Instagram Reels, to Facebook as well. But as I explained, in my opinion, YouTube is the best choice if you want to become a travel influencer. Also YouTube, that's actually another pro. If you have a large following on YouTube, that makes you look like an authoritative person. 1 million followers on TikTok are probably worth less than 100,000 followers on YouTube. Like on TikTok, it's relatively easy to grow. So having a high follower count on TikTok is worth less than a high follower count on a platform where it's harder to grow, like on YouTube. And next, we're going to talk about what type of videos you can actually create. See you in the next lecture. Okay, and now we are talking about what to create videos about. You may be wondering, how should I even start filming? What should I film? What should I create videos about? And basically, there are 2 types of content that you can film as a travel influencer. First of all, there's informative content, and then there is personal or also entertainment content. The informative content is, like the name suggests, content that provides information to the viewer. Very popular in the travel niche are, for example, travel guides. How to travel the Philippines, how to travel Japan, or top 10 things to do in the Philippines. So you're building a following based on information. You become an authority in the niche, for example, informative content about, let's say, Thailand. So people are following you because you are providing information about Thailand, and the people that are following you, they are interested in Thailand, either because they are traveling there, they have a trip upcoming to Thailand, or maybe they want to move to Thailand, or maybe they have arrived from Thailand, so they want to learn about Thailand. Lots of examples that you can think of, but the people that are following you are mainly there for the information that you are providing. And I can also show you an example of a piece of content that was informative content that I personally filmed. Overall, my content is definitely more personal/entertainment content. I'm not really doing a lot of informative videos. That is just something that personally I don't focus on. I will explain you in a minute why I'm more focusing on personal and entertainment content. But every once in a while, I also do an informative video, and I will show you an example on YouTube, for example. This is a video of me explaining the cost of living in the Philippines. So I was traveling in the Philippines for a few months, and I was tracking my expenses during the time I was there, so that then in the end I can make a video like this, where I just explain what do I spend in the Philippines, how much money do you need to bring when you are coming to the Philippines. So I will show you the introduction shortly. All right, my monthly average costs here in the Philippines. I've spent the past 4 months traveling and living here in the Philippines. I've been all around the Philippines, and today I will show you or explain you my monthly average cost. I'm doing it So as you can see, this is a relatively simple video. I'm sitting in my living room there. I rented an Airbnb where I just filmed this video. And throughout the video, I'm just going to explain my cost for food, cost for hotels, traveling around, renting motorbikes, stuff like this. So people who are watching this video, at the end of the video, they know exactly, okay, on average, he paid X amount of money for living and traveling in the Philippines. So this is a typical example of an informative type of content. You can also do videos like how to find hotels in the Philippines, how to travel around the country, how to find the best restaurants, or what are the top 10 dishes you must try in the country, which places you have to visit when you come to the Philippines. Lots of examples that you can think of if you want to be into informative content. But on the other side, there's entertainment/personal content. So here you're focusing more on yourself. Personal content, as the name suggests, it is about you. When I'm traveling, let's take the Philippines as an example again. When I'm traveling around the Philippines, the videos then are about my journey in the Philippines, my experiences in the Philippines, how I get around the country, which people do I meet, which food do I try. So it's all about me. And people like to watch me traveling in the Philippines. Of course, this usually goes hand in hand with entertainment content. People that are just watching a video in order to be entertained. Maybe after a long working day, they're coming home, they're just sitting in the couch and they just want to relax and watch a nice video of a guy traveling in the Philippines. So this is the content that I personally focus on more. I would say 99% of my videos are personal/entertainment content. So people are interested to see me traveling in that country. They are getting entertained by watching my videos. And the big advantage of this is that you probably build a stronger following. If people are just following you in order for you to provide information to them, they're not really building a connection with you. Whereas when you are having personal videos, content that is about you, about your experiences, then the people that are following you, they are most likely there for you because they like you. You build a connection with them. And that is probably the better choice if you want to focus on building a personal brand. If your goal is to have a strong personal brand, it is about your travels, about your journeys, and that is what I would recommend if you are aiming to have a personal brand in the future, personal brand that is about yourself. But you can also aim to be an informative brand. Like every time people want to see information about the Philippines, they are coming to your channel because they know they get good information there. So these are two routes that you can take. And I will also show you an example video of a regular video on my channel that is about me, about my personal journey. I have a video here that I filmed in Shanghai, China, and this is a typical video that I film basically in every country that I go to. My first day in this city, this country, or first impressions of this city, this country. These videos usually perform pretty well. People are interested to see first impressions, my first reactions to, in this case, Shanghai, China. What is my opinion there after arriving there? What food do I try first? What is my reaction to China? So we can shortly have a look at this as well. Today is my first day in China. I am in Shanghai, and in this video we are going to get some first impressions of Shanghai and of China in general. I will be joined by my Chinese friend Joseph and his girlfriend. Let's explore Shanghai and find out what China is really like. So you can see the video starts with, this is my first day in China. I say my because the video is about me, about my experience, about my journey in Shanghai. If this would be an information video, then you would start probably very different. Something like, in this video, I'm going to tell you which are the top 10 places to visit in Shanghai, China. Something like this. So then it's not about you, it's about the information that you're providing in the video. So yeah, overall, personally, I would probably recommend to build a personal brand, to do the content about yourself. But especially if you're just starting out, if there are no people that are interested in you yet because you're just the next travel content creator on YouTube, then it can be a good strategy to throw in some informative pieces of content as well. Because if you have a video where you provide value to them, because you talk about some things that people are interested in, because you are in a location that is interesting for them, then it can be good to draw attention to your channel by providing information first and then converting the followers that you gain with the informative content into people that are interested in you and following your personal journey. And next we're going to talk about how to get video ideas. So see you in the next lecture.